Our partners at CNET cover the tech world 24/7, and every year they have the CNET 100. That's the people, the products, and the stories that changed your life.
CNET editor-at-large Brian Cooley is here to reveal this year's top choices. Welcome.
Thank you.
So let's get right to it. What's the top choice?
Number one in terms of products, let's start there. Physical, tangible things you can hold is this Samsung Galaxy S3 smartphone. You know why? It's the first one that we call a hero phone for Android. The first one that consumers could actually identify. Before that, everyone said, oh yeah, there's the iPhone and a bunch of Android phones. They couldn't name any of them.
Yes.
Now you can name. You can say, do you have an iPhone or a Galaxy? And everyone has got that on their
So how does it compare with the iPhone 5?
It was actually better sooner. They had a big screen, 4G, better camera, all this stuff before the iPhone 5 got there.
I didn't think it was possible, Brian, to beat the iPhone 5. Listen, I'm just
at least
iPhone,
equal it. Right?
Equal it.
They've at least done that. Yeah.
I'm now an iPhone 5 user, thanks to Charlie. This is Charlotte. Hello, Brian.
It's got a name.
Yes, she has a name. And I'm still trying to make the transition from the iPhone to the BlackBerry. Is it
a lot of folks do this, Gail. A lot of folks are still ambidextrous. Yeah.
Oh, gosh,
it might
I was
be
wondering.
Because the keyboard on the BlackBerry, still, there's nothing you can equate that to on a touchscreen phone. I'm the same way. I carry a
So is BlackBerry
phone.
in your list in the top 10?
Not even close.
Not even close.
But Microsoft is.
Microsoft is. Microsoft Windows 8 is a huge thing for them. You know, Microsoft has simply missed the boat on mobiles. They have a tablet. Nobody cares. They power some phones. Few people care. I mean, I'm not being hard on them. It's just that's the market reality right now. But this Windows 8 is their last best hope to become players on tablets, smartphones, stay, of course, on computers, and bring the Xbox in together with all those other products. That is their game they have to execute on next year.
People aren't caring about the Surface, the Microsoft, that new
It's not
tablet?
selling terribly well because a lot of people don't understand that it's a different kind of machine. It's the first tablet that can actually replace your laptop.
Yeah.
But that message hasn't gotten out well yet. We're big fans of it, but the sales numbers are very tiny.
Okay.
Who's the most influential leader, the most influential person?
The most influential person is probably going to go down to our person of the year in the 100, which is Tim Cook at Apple. Because of two things. Apple, of course, remains so incredibly influential, and this legal case, which is our top story of the year, which was Samsung versus Apple. You know, they're trying to get a couple dozen Samsung products banned. They have $1 billion judgment pending appeal, of course. But this was a watershed moment, and it was also very clearly indicating that the world is not about Apple versus Samsung. It's about Apple versus Google. They went after Samsung to spook the herd that uses the Google Android platform. That was the real game, and they had a stunning success in the U.S.
What about telephones and cell phones, the smartphone and mobile and all of that? But Amazon thinks about getting into the phone business. Google is into the phone business with Motorola.
You know, phones and tablets are it. We used to think of them as the other device, the fringe device. They are it now. Smartphones outsell PCs for over a year now. By later next year, tablets alone will outsell PCs, and I mean Macs and Windows combined, and then put those together, and the computer becomes an asterisk by sometime in late 2013.
Wow.
It's phones and tablets, and everything else is a rounding error.
I still have that little purple flip phone. Does that make me a dinosaur? Hello, T-Rex.
It makes you an eBay diva. You can sell that thing on eBay someday as a collectible.
So what
put it in the vintage category.
I like it still. What do you make of the iPad Mini, the smaller one?
You know, it's interesting, Gail. My take on that, it's an outstanding, it's the best of the little tablets. It's just such a luxury, high engineer quality on it. But I carry this cheaper, smaller Google tablet for this reason. It fits in my jacket pocket.
But let me see it.
The iPad Mini doesn't. It's a little too large.
But here's what you can do. I had the same problem. You can't put the Mini in here like you can this, but you can put it right here.
Yeah.
And that's solve the problem.
That's your middle ground.
Exactly.
Right.
Or
I
you
want
guys,
it in a jeans pocket, though.
You guys could get a man purse.
I want to see what's in his thing.
Charlie, you could get a man purse.
Yeah.
Could carry lots
Then you
of
can
stuff.
carry, get a big enough one, you can carry anything.
Lots of stuff.
So, Brian, did you bring us some Christmas presents?
I know, that's the problem with this job. People say, what do you got? What do you got? So the whole list is at cnet.com/CNET100. Lots of other stories and products. This is my favorite story of the year because we look back and say, where are we going as a society with technology by looking at this kind of big story? And it's been a year about mobile, and it's here to stay.
Is there something that Tim Cook has to do to really make his mark, in your opinion?
That's a good question.
Apple needs their next big wow product. Where's the next iPad, iPhone, even MacBook Air? They're very derivative right now, which is the problem with success.
But what's happening in their stock price?
Stock price, it's interesting. In the Tim Cook era, which is about a year and change right now, they're up about $150 since he took over, but down about $170 since the high since he took over. So it's glass half full, glass half empty. And no one is going to say that he's the product guy that Steve Jobs was. I don't think he would tell you that. He's a brilliant operator.
This is not a product, but a question about CEOs out there. What's happening to social media and to Facebook after the IPO and then all the questions about Facebook.
The Facebook IPO is on our list as one of the big washouts of tech history, let alone the year. That IPO was one that got a lot of people soured on this idea of, wait a minute, is all this social media really worth it? Is it really going to go somewhere? The Zynga story, of course, has been another kind of a washout. So there's a lot of doubts around that, but this is a trend that's not going away.
Always good to see you, even when
Thanks,
you don't
guys.
have gifts.